All right. Happy Sabbath. Hello, everybody. I'm Lee. We're going to continue our Enoch study this week. And we ended on Enoch Chapter 20 last time. In the previous videos, I give plenty of proof that Enoch was kept as scripture by the Levites, kept as scripture by the New Testament, Messiah, the apostles, the prophets. I mean, Enoch is scripture, 100%. You'll see in the Dead Sea Scrolls, it's not in Giza Vermes, but it's in Martinez, I believe. It says that Jacob gave Enoch to Levi. And it's also in, I think, the Testament of the Patriarchs, Levi. And it's another Testament of the Patriarchs. There's plenty of evidence that Enoch was kept as scripture and it was passed on as scripture. So, that being said, we're going to study some more and see what gems we can pull out. If I get anything wrong, that's my fault. Hopefully, Father be with us and we'll get a good study out of this. We'll learn some stuff and it'll be good. So, chapter 21. And I proceeded to where things were chaotic, and I saw there something horrible. I saw neither a heaven above nor a firmly founded earth, but a place chaotic and horrible. And there I saw 7 stars of the heaven bound together in it, like great mountains, and burning with fire. Then I said, for what sin are they bound, and on what account have these been cast in hither? Then said Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, and was chief over them, and said, Enoch, why dost thou ask, and why art thou eager for the truth? These are the number of the stars of heaven, which have transgressed the commandment of Yahuwah, and are bound here till 10,000 years, the time until by their sins are consummated. And from thence I went to another place, which was still more horrible than the former. And I saw a horrible thing, a great fire there which burnt and blazed, and the place was cleft as far as the abyss, being full of great descending columns of fire. Neither its extent or magnitude could I see, nor could I conjecture. Then I said, how fearful is the place, and how terrible to look upon. Now keep that in mind, 10,000 years. You'll see the judgment. Where's that? Enoch. A lot of people get tripped up on this. If you see something that's off, always check another translation, because the translation sometimes is off, and that'll trip you up. And the interpretation sometimes is off, and that'll trip you up. So you need multiple references, multiple translations to check and find out what's going on. But a lot of people seize on the errors and they'll create false doctrines. So Enoch 91. Let's see. The HQ judgment on the earth. All right, Enoch 93. It kind of gets off here. Some translations will put the chapters in different places, and that'll confuse you as well. So you got the weeks. We're in the 7th week. The 7th week shall an apostate generation arise. That's all through scriptures. Many shall be its deeds, and all its deeds apostate. Everything. Sunday worship, Christmas, Easter. The name being corrupted, Lord, his name was taken out of scriptures. Just all of its deeds are apostate. And at its close shall be elected the elected righteous of the eternal plan of righteousness. And the plan of righteousness is Messiah, Jubilee 16, came from Abraham. The elect righteous is part of Messiah. He's the vine, we're the branches, the Nazarene, to receive sevenfold instruction concerning all his creation. If you don't understand anything I'm saying, leave a comment. I'll try to explain it. So it goes on. So 7th week after that, then you got to go back to 91 here. 8th week of righteousness, a sword given to the righteous to execute judgment. That's coming. Sinners will be delivered into the hands of the righteous. At its close, they'll require houses. That's the mansions Messiah talks about. All mankind will look to the path of uprightness. Isaiah 2, Micah 4. Is it Malachi 4? I think it's Micah 4. After that, in the 9th week, the righteous judgment shall be revealed to the whole world. Right? In the 10th week, the 7th part. So we're looking at, we got the 8th week to go. Got to finish the 7th, the 8th week to go, the 9th week, then the 10th week. Okay. And these weeks are long periods. It's not just a week. There shall be eternal judgment. He will execute vengeance amongst the angels. Right? Till they are bound here 10,000 years, the time until by their sins are consummated. The consummation. The 10th week, 10,000 years. All right, so, and from thence I went to another place which was still more horrible than the former, and I saw a horrible thing, a great fire there which burnt and blazed, and the place was cleft as far as the abyss, being full of great descending columns of fire. Neither its extent or magnitude could I see, nor could I conjecture. I already said that. Then I said, how fearful is this place, and how terrible to look upon. Then Uriel answered me, one of the holy angels who was with me, and said unto me, Enoch, why hast thou such fear and affright? Probably need to zoom in a little bit. And I answered, because of this fearful place, and because of the spectacle of the pain. And he said unto me, this place is the prison of the angels, and here they will be imprisoned forever. Chapter 22, and remember, there's no chapter breaks in the scrolls back when Enoch was written. So sometimes you got to ignore these. It flows from one passage to the other one. They just broke the chapters where they thought they should break them. Man did that. And thence I went to another place, and he showed me in the west another great and high mountain of the hard rock. All right, so two divergent manuscripts. The E is Ethiopian, G is Greek. So it's one of the Greek manuscripts. G would be the Greek manuscript. So there's different manuscripts of Greek. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And there was in it 4 hollow places, deep and wide and very smooth. How smooth are the hollow places, and deep and dark to look at. 3 of them were dark, 1 bright. 4 hollow places. 3 dark, 1 bright. There was a fountain of water in its midst. And I said, how smooth are these hollow places, deep and dark to view. Look at, view. So it gives a little more detail in the Greek manuscript. It says 3 of them were dark and 1 of them bright. All right, so then Raphael answered, one of the holy angels who was with me, and said unto me, these hollow places have been created for this very purpose, that the spirits of the souls of the dead should assemble therein. Yea, that all the souls of the children of men should assemble here. And these places have been made to receive them till the day of their judgment, and till their appointed period, till the period appointed, till the great judgment comes upon them. In Sheol, in the earth. We'll go over here. An awesome New Testament reference in Luke. Where's it at? Being in torments. Right. Luke 16:23. And in Sheol, hell's the Greek word. The Hebrew word is Sheol, chambers in the earth. Hellenized. When they translated it into Greek, they Hellenized it. That's what Hellenized is. Greek. He lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. So he was in Sheol. Also, it's interesting. I was just talking to a brother about this yesterday evening. Let's see. I don't want that one. KJV. I mean, it's all right. RSV. Nice. So we can read a little bit out of this. All right, get off of there. Pop-ups. Ridiculous. Uh, 1895 World English Bible. Wonder if they've got it. So some translations will have the 70 chapter of 70 to 140 of chapter 7, 2nd Esdras. Some translations it's gone. So this one has it. So 2nd Esdras chapter 7. This was in our scriptures until the late 1800s. They took it out. It was in the Apocrypha, which is a man-made term made by Jerome about 400 AD. They were scriptures, not Apocrypha. Apocrypha is a term that means hidden. So they were hidden. All right, so for concerning death, the teaching is when the determinate sentence has gone forth from the Most High that a man should die, as the spirit leaveth the body to return again to him who gave it, it adoreth the glory of the Most High, first of all. And if it be one of those who have been scorners and have not kept the way of the Most High and have despised his law, and that hate them that fear God. So if you speak against his law, you speak against people that keep his law. Very dangerous. These spirits shall not enter into habitations, but shall wander and be in torments forthwith, ever grieving and sad in 7 ways. The first way, because they have despised the law of the Most High. The second way, because they cannot now make a good returning that they may live. The third way, that they shall see the reward laid up for them that have believed the covenants of the Most High. The fourth way, they shall consider the torment laid up for themselves in the last days. The fifth way, they shall see the dwelling places of the others guarded by angels with great quietness. The sixth way, they shall see how forthwith some of them pass into torment. The seventh way, which is more grievous than all the aforesaid ways, because they shall pine away in confusion and be consumed with shame, and shall be withered up by fear, seeing the glory of the Most High, before whom they have sinned whilst living, and before whom they shall be judged in the last times. See, being in torments, sees Abraham afar off. Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things, but now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. Now this is the order of those who have kept the ways of the Most High, when they shall be separated from the corruptible vessel, that's our flesh. In the time they dwelt therein, they painfully served the Most High, and were in jeopardy every hour, that they may keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly. Wherefore this is the teaching concerning them. First of all, they shall see with great joy the glory of him who taketh them up, for they shall have rest in 7 orders. The first order, because they have striven with great labor to overcome the evil thought which was fashioned together with them, that it might not lead them astray from life into death. Second order, because they see the perplexity in which the souls of the ungodly wander, and the punishment that awaiteth them. The third order, they see the witness which he that fashioned them beareth concerning them, that while they lived they kept the law which was given them in trust. The fourth order, they understand the rest which, being gathered in their chambers, they now enjoy with great quietness, guarded by angels, and the glory that awaiteth them in the last days. Now what did we see earlier? The different places in Enoch, their chambers. The fifth order, they rejoice, seeing how they have now escaped from that which is corruptible, and how they shall inherit that which is to come, while they see moreover the straightness and the painfulness from which they have been delivered, and the large room which they shall receive with joy and immortality. Straightness. Oh, okay. Nope. Matthew 7:14, because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Straightness. The sixth order, when it is showed unto them how their face shall shine as the sun, and how they shall be made like unto the light of the stars, being henceforth incorruptible. Isaiah 61. Glory of Yahuwah is risen upon thee, right? So, Daniel 2. Daniel chapter 12, verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. The seventh order, which is greater than all the aforesaid orders, because they shall rejoice with confidence, and because they shall be bold without confusion, and shall be glad without fear. For they hasten to behold the face of him whom in their lifetime they served, and from whom they shall receive their reward in glory. This is the order of the souls of the just, as from henceforth is an answer unto them, and aforesaid are the ways of torture, which they that would not give heed shall suffer from henceforth. Oh, no, wrong one. Yep, spirits of the souls of the dead should assemble therein. Till the great judgment comes upon them. I saw the spirits of the children of men who were dead, and their voice went forth to heaven and made suit. Then I asked Raphael, the angel who was with me, and I said unto him, this spirit whose it is, whose voice goeth forth and maketh suit. I saw the spirit of a dead man. And he answered me, saying, this is the spirit which went forth from Abel, whom his brother Cain slew. And he makes his suit against him till his seed is destroyed from the face of the earth, and his seed is annihilated from amongst the seed of men. Then I asked regarding it, and regarding all the hollow places, why as one separated from the other? And also here, the spirit went forth from Abel, and it makes suit against him, right? Genesis 4:10, and he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. From the ground, right? Is it the blood crying out of the ground? Let's see. Next. 4:10. My bad. All right. So the voice, blood, Adama. Okay. Did they change it on? Or am I looking at the wrong thing? Huh. That is interesting. So we need a different concordance. Genesis 4, interlinear. Verse 10. The internet's kind of choppy. He said what he'd done. The voice of the blood of your brother cries out to me from the ground. I just looked this up. Let's see. Hang on a second. For the life of the flesh is in the blood. Okay, that's what I was looking up. Leviticus 17:11. Okay, so his blood cries out from the ground, right? So you're not going to see it there. But go to line upon line. You got to check. All right, so Abel's blood was crying out. So Leviticus 17:11, for the life of flesh is in the blood. So life, blood. You go down here. The life is in the blood. H. This is Nefesh. What is that? H53:15. The soul. So the soul is in the blood, and his soul was crying out from the ground, from Sheol, which matches exactly right here. He calls out from the ground. The spirit in the chambers, right? Then I asked regarding it and regarding all the hollow places, why as one separated from the other? And he answered and said unto me, these three have been made that the spirits of the dead might be separated, and such a division has been made for the spirits of the righteous, in which there as the bright spring of water, and such has been made for the sinners when they die and are buried in the earth, and judgment has not been executed on them in their lifetime. Here their spirits shall be set apart in this great pain till the great day of judgment and punishment and torment of those who curse forever, and retribution for their spirits. There he shall bind them forever. And such a division has been made for the spirits of those who make their suit, who make disclosures concerning their destruction, when they were slain in the days of the sinners. Such has been made for the spirits of men who are not righteous, but sinners, who are complete in transgression, and of transgressors. They shall be companions, but their spirits shall not be slain in the day of judgment, nor shall they be raised from thence. Then I blessed Yahuwah of glory, and said, blessed be my Yahuwah, the Lord of righteousness, who ruleth forever. And it's always good to check the Dead Sea Scrolls fragments for the original, because the Ethiopic was translated out of the Greek. And the Greek's not perfect, and then the Ethiopic's not perfect. So the Dead Sea Scrolls give us the Aramaic original that corrects a lot of the errors. But these are still good translations. But R.H. Charles back in the early 1900s didn't have the Dead Sea Scrolls, and he didn't have the other manuscripts they found. So that being said, it's not a perfect translation. So here you'll see the Greek. So we got them side by side. These two manuscripts, there's many more than that. Keep in mind, bright spring of water are the righteous. Looks like it's similar. But if you go to just want to make a reference in case you want to check it out. very good book. Second Baruch. Let's see. Nope. 72. Okay, so Second Baruch 72. Now here also about the bright waters which come at the end of these black ones. This is the word. See? Talks about the bright waters, the righteous. And it's in other spots too in Second Baruch. Highly recommend reading that. And I've got a video on it too, or a video series if you want to check that out. I'm learning as I go, just like everybody else. Hang on one second. Oops. Just in time. Thank you. All right, let's do that again. All right. Enoch, Hermenia translation, it's a later translation, fairly recent, that includes a lot of references to manuscripts, Dead Sea Scrolls fragments, that so you can compare when you're reading Enoch to see the differences. This is Dead Sea Scrolls, what they consider the non-biblical scrolls, which Enoch's in there. It's biblical. But it contains the line that's missing from the other Dead Sea Scrolls translations that says that Jacob give Levi the book of Enoch, pretty much. This is Charlesworth. Translation is fairly recent, that includes Dead Sea Scrolls manuscripts and other manuscripts they found. This is the old R.H. Charles. So he didn't have a lot of the new stuff we have, but his translation is very good. You can look to, where's it at? Yeah, so that's where I was at. But you'll look here on the bottom, his extensive footnotes. And like I just showed you, Second Baruch and the Bright Waters, he'll show you where the different places where you can see where they connect, and you can go study it out for yourself. So, tons of references. Don't believe everything the scholars say because they follow rabbis and all that nonsense, but they do have a lot of good references that you can check, double check, triple check. So, yep. Charles Worth does too in his footnotes. But he includes readings in his translations that I don't think are correct. But you read the footnote and you're like, yep, that should have been in there. So from thence, I went to another place to the west of the ends of the earth. And I would use these new ones, but they're copyright. So within 75 years, I can't use the translation. I can't get on here and read it, which sucks. You can make a short reference, but you can't read it. From thence I went to another place to the west of the ends of the earth, and I saw a burning fire which ran without resting, and paused not from its course day or night, but ran regularly. And I asked, saying, what is this which rests not? Then Raguel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered me, and said unto me, this course of fire which thou hast seen is the fire in the west, which persecutes all the luminaries of heaven. And also, we seen what, Raphael earlier? A lot of people say, well, why aren't they in Scripture if they're supposed to be in there? Well, guess what? The Scripture they removed, the so-called Apocrypha, hidden, there he is. Raphael. Book of Tobit. I don't think Raguel's in anything that we have. There's Raguel the Midianite. Raguel. That's not the same Raguel. So, chapter 24. And from thence I went to another place on the earth, and he showed me a mountain range of fire which burnt day and night. Remember that. Mountains of fire, Jubilees. Where's it at? See, divisions of the earth, Seth. That'd be, Ham. No. Yeah. Subdivision of the earth. Oh, Siobhan. Yep. Yeah, some of these notes, they'll use our false history we've been given and the false maps, and that's where the scholars get some of their... I don't think they do a lot of it on purpose. We've just been given so much junk that it's hard to sift through. Where's it at? I just read it. I'm reading the Hermenia translation of Jubilees. Just got that the other day. It's very good. I highly recommend it. Write that in there. Right. Not the commentary. That would probably be good if you could get that, but I'm talking about just the basic translation. Nope, where's it at? Come on. There it is. It's on Amazon too, but this is the one. Yeah. So don't buy it today. It's Sabbath. Yeah, Mountain Range of Fire. Where's that at? It's in the Inheritance of Ham. If I can find it. No, it's before. Okay, Ham. Darn, it's in there. Previous. It's somewhere around in here. Sorry. There we go. Took long enough. Sorry about that. Jubilees 8. And for Ham came forth the second portion beyond the Gihon toward the south to the right of the Garden of Eden, we know is the Philippines. In the Philippines, is covered. And it extended toward the south, and it extended toward all the mountains of fire. See? Mountain range of fire. So we know where Enoch's at, right? Which burnt day and night. And I went beyond it and saw 7 magnificent mountains, all differing each from the other, and the stones thereof were magnificent and beautiful. Magnificent as a whole, of glorious appearance and fair exterior, 3 towards the east, one founded on the other, and 3 towards the south, one upon the other, and deep rough ravines, no one of which joined with any other. And the 7th mountain was in the midst of these, and it excelled them in height, resembling the seat of a throne, and fragrant trees encircled the throne. And amongst them was a tree such as I had never yet smelt, neither was any amongst them, nor were others like it. It had a fragrance beyond all fragrance. Now, you got to keep in mind that Enoch is seeing the earth. He's seeing the creation before the flood. So a mountain before the flood, respect, yeah. I had to go back and delete videos because I had read stuff, and I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't do that. But should it really be copyrighted though? It should be for everybody. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I don't get it. We should be able to share stuff with people as long as we're not ripping off the work. But keep in mind, this is before the flood. So Enoch's seeing the creation. So a mountain before the flood, when the waters covered over, the waters recede. The mountains would be what? Islands. The mountaintops. So you'll see, just my understanding, I could be off, but you'll see. So here we're over. This is their fake globe map, but whatever. So you see here, if all this water is gone, so what would these look like? Mountaintops, right? So he's seeing it before. So, and amongst them a tree such as I had never yet smelt, neither was any amongst them, nor were others like it. It had a fragrance beyond all fragrance, and its leaves and blooms and wood wither not forever. And its fruit is beautiful, and its fruit resembles the dates of a palm. Then I said, how beautiful is this tree, and fragrant, and its leaves are fair, and its blooms very delightful in appearance. Then answered Michael, one of the holy and honored angels who was with me, and was their leader. So Michael's with them. And we see Michael in Scripture, so nobody can disregard that. Well, they can, but Michael, Daniel 10:21, Michael your prince. Jude 1:9, Michael the archangel. Daniel 10:13, Michael one of the chief princes. That's archangel, chief prince. Revelation 12:7, Michael and his angels. Daniel 12:1, Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, Israel. But you can see in Jubilees, you read that and it tells you where the Garden of Eden's at, and you'll see here Enoch's exactly, he's right there. He's right at it. And he said unto me, 25, Enoch, why dost thou ask me regarding the fragrance of the tree, and why dost thou wish to learn the truth? Then I answered him, saying, I wish to know about everything, but especially about this tree. And he answered, saying, this high mountain which thou hast seen, whose summit is like the throne of Elohim, is his throne, where the holy great one, the Lord of glory, the eternal King, will sit when he shall come down to visit the earth with goodness. And as for this fragrant tree, no mortal is permitted to touch it till the great judgment, when he shall take vengeance on all and bring everything to its consummation forever. We saw that earlier. It shall then be given to the righteous and holy. Its fruit shall be food for the elect. It shall be transplanted to the holy place, to the temple of Yahuwah, the great King. A lot of people say there's no temple in the New Jerusalem. What's to say? There's a temple. There is a temple. Read Ezekiel 41 through 48. It's in other places as well. But so this food here he's talking about is from the Garden of Eden, the tree of life. Then shall they rejoice with joy and be glad, and into the holy place shall they enter, and its fragrance shall be in their bones, and they shall live a long life on earth, such as thy fathers lived, and in their days shall no sorrow or plague or torment or calamity touch them. Then blessed I, the God of glory, the eternal King, who hath prepared such things for the righteous, and hath created them and promised to give to them. Oh, to be in that number. Uh, 26, and I went from thence to the middle of the earth, and I saw a blessed place in which there were trees with branches abiding and blooming of a dismembered tree. And there I saw a holy mountain, and underneath the mountain toward the east there was a stream, and it flowed toward the south. Remember, pre-flood. And I saw toward the east another mountain higher than this, and between them a deep and narrow ravine. In it also ran a stream underneath the mountain. In the west thereof there was another mountain lower than the former, and of small elevation, and a ravine deep and dry between them. And another deep and dry ravine was at the extremities of the three mountains. Oh, and another thing to keep in mind, this is after the flood here. After they got off the ark. After the, let's see. Oh, wrong one. Stream flowed toward the south. Deep and dry extremities. Another deep and dry ravine was at the extremities of the three mountains, and all the ravines were deep and narrow, being formed of hard rock, and trees were not planted upon them. And I marveled at the rocks, and I marveled at the ravine. Yea, I marveled very much. Valley. The ravine. Joel 3:14. I'm not sure if this is the same one, but the Valley of Decision in KJV. Joel. All right, where you at? Come on, I know you're in there. Oops. Book and chapter review. There we go. Joel 3. Valley of Decision, translated in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Valley of Judgment. Yeah, Valley of Decision. Joel 3. I like the Septuagint translation of it. The Greek translation. Yep. And so the Greek is a little bit off. Okay. All right. Where's it at? View the chapter. For beholding those days and at that time, captivity, Jerusalem. There we go. So 3 is chapter 4 in the Septuagint. 13. Says, so verse 12, let all nations go up to the valley of Josaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the Gentiles round about. Doesn't say that. Yep. Not sure if that's the same ravine or not. That's what comes to mind. Do you have a video regarding the location of the Garden of Eden or more info? I've heard something about the Philippines before, but have not personally studied it. Yeah, you got some good stuff on that. Now, the God culture, disclaimer, I don't agree with everything they say or teach. They got some wacky stuff with the giants crossing over the flood on the ark, which is not scriptural. They got junk with Tobit, a giant Asmodeus, killing the wives of the woman in Tobit. I can't remember. Is it Sarah? Which is not correct. Tobit says an evil spirit. It's an evil spirit attached to the woman. It's not the giant. So they got some wacky stuff. But I've tested their Ophir stuff, and this is pretty solid right here. So nobody's understands everything perfectly, so they just need to stay away from that. So this book here, it says Solomon's Treasure. The first time I saw this, I'm like, I don't care about Solomon's Treasure, whatever. And then I seen it again, and he's like, read it. So I read it. I got the book. You can read it for free. They got an ebook here, right there. This gives their whole case for Ophir being the Philippines and where the Garden of Eden is located. So you can go to ophirinstitute.com and they do some good work. I just don't, I test things. I test it by the scriptures, and if it ain't right, it ain't right. I don't care who you are. So here they got some good stuff on Second Esdras too. Just test everything. Where's it at? I don't think it's here. This is Levite Bible, but ophirinstitute.com, Solomon's Treasure. Also, they give the maps, the old maps that show that the Philippines is the Garden of Eden before they changed all the maps. There it is. Search for King Solomon's Treasure, the lost isles of gold in the Garden of Eden. Right there. So on Kindle is free. Looks like paperback. That's what I got. I read the whole thing. Very good stuff. So if you're interested. I agree with them. Oh, the Philippines is Ophir. Let's see, 27. Then said I, for what object is this blessed land, which is entirely filled with trees, and this accursed valley between? Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered and said, this accursed valley is for those who are cursed forever. Seems like Job, or not Job, Joel. Here shall all the accursed be gathered together. We've seen that in Joel. Who utter with their lips against Yahuwah unseemly words, and of his glory speak hard things. If you're speaking against his commandments and his name, you're speaking against him, which all the nations do. Here shall they be gathered together, and here shall be their place of judgment. In the last days there shall be upon them the spectacle of righteous judgment in the presence of the righteous forever. Here shall the merciful bless Yahuwah of glory, the eternal King. Bring forth the sickles, for the vintage is come. Go in, tread the grapes, for the press is full. Cause the vats to overflow, for their wickedness is multiplied. Noises have resounded in the valley of judgment. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Valley of judgment. For the days of Yahuwah is near in the valley of judgment. Let's see here. Where's that at? Yeah, it's got Valley of Decision again here. Yeah, it just seems to me like that's what he's talking about there. In the days of judgment over the former, they shall bless him for the mercy in accordance with which he has assigned them their lot. Then I blessed Yahuwah of glory and set forth his glory and lauded him gloriously. And here shall the merciful bless, here shall the godly bless. And spectacle of righteous judgment. Isaiah 66. Yeah, that Solomon's, or the Ophir being the Philippines and stuff like that, unlocks a lot of biblical understanding. That's what I believe is the reason it was hidden. Like they changed the maps, they changed tons of stuff, so we don't know where Israel comes from, where the Garden of Eden's at. They've got the new state of Israel set up that's not Israel. See, there's all kinds of end times deception, so we don't know what's going on. But Father in heaven's like, no, they're going to know. What it seems like to me anyways. Okay. Isaiah 66. Trying to find it. Scripture's so big. Isaiah 66. So here we go. Yep. So in the Septuagint, and they shall go forth and see the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. We just read that. For their worm shall not die, and their fire shall not be quenched, and they shall be a spectacle to all flesh. Spectacle of righteous judgment in the presence of the righteous. Same thing. Enoch 28. And thence I went towards the east into the midst of the mountain range of the desert. And I saw a wilderness, and it was solitary, full of trees and plants. And water gushed forth from above, rushing like a copious watercourse which flowed toward the northwest. It caused clouds and dew to ascend on every side. 29. And thence I went to another place in the desert and approached to the east of this mountain range. And there I saw aromatic trees exhaling the fragrance of frankincense and myrrh. And the trees also were similar to the almond tree. And beyond these I went afar to the east, and I saw another place, a valley full of water. And therein there was a tree, the color of fragrant trees, such as the mastic. And on the sides of those valleys I saw a fragrant cinnamon, and beyond these I proceeded to the east. I saw other mountains, and amongst them were groves of trees, and there flowed forth from them nectar, which is named Sarara and Galbanum. And beyond these mountains I saw another mountain to the east of the ends of the earth, whereon were aloe trees, and all the trees were full of stacked, being like almond trees. And when one burned it, it smelt sweeter than any fragrant odor. So that's Enoch 31. And after the Enoch 32, after these fragrant odors, as I looked toward the north over the mountains, I saw 7 mountains full of choice nard and fragrant trees and cinnamon and pepper. To the northeast, I beheld 7 mountains full of choice nard. Okay, so, yep, about the same. And thence I went over the summits of all these mountains, far toward the east of the earth, and passed over above the Erythraean Sea, and went far from it, and passed over the angel Zotiel. That's puzzling. And I came to the garden of righteousness. There it is. And I saw beyond those trees many large trees growing there, and of goodly fragrance, large and very beautiful and glorious, and the tree of wisdom, whereof they eat and know great wisdom. And let's see, where's it at? This is a brief reference. You can go here. And the Levite Bible, this is based on R.H. Charles' translation. They did that because it's not copyrighted. Okay? So they couldn't use the newer translations, which is okay. There's no problem with that. You can get the ebook here, Enoch. So go here. Where's it at? Yep. So Enoch's Journey of the Earth. They've got a picture here that helps you understand it. That's the good thing about it. See, they do a lot of good work. Just because I disagree with them don't mean that everything they do is wrong. So you'll see Enoch's Journey. They got it laid out here. And east, see how east goes? It's not like we normally understand east in our modern thinking. It would be like this. West would be like this. See, when the sun rises, it rises in the east, sets in the west, so it goes around. Right? These are in color if you get the book. So, I got the book in there. Another good reason to read Enoch again. All right, so you'll see here, they've got these laid out in the book also, where you can see how the sun moves. So, brief reference. That's God Culture's Enoch translation based on R.H. Charles. All right. So if you're having trouble wrapping your mind around Enoch's journey and how Jubilees lays things out and how Enoch lays things out, a lot of people get tripped up on that. It was hard for me to wrap my head around it when I first did it too. First started studying it. And I came to the Garden of Righteousness. Yep, see. Tree of Wisdom, where they know great wisdom. That tree is in height like the fir, and its leaves like those of the carob tree. And its fruit is like the clusters of the vine, very beautiful, and the fragrance of the tree penetrates afar. Then I said, how beautiful is the tree, and how attractive is its look. Then Raphael, the holy angel who was with me, answered me and said, this is the tree of wisdom, of which thy father of old in years and thy aged mother, who were before thee, have eaten, and they learnt wisdom, and their eyes were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they were driven out of the garden. So that's Adam and Eve. And Enoch descended, and we all descended from Adam and Eve. So chapter 33, and from thence I went to the ends of the earth and saw their great beasts, and each differed from the other. And I saw birds also differing in appearance and beauty and voice, the one differing from the other. And to the east of those beasts I saw the ends of the earth, whereupon the heaven rests, and the portals of the heaven open. And you'll see that a lot in Scripture. It's all over the place. You'll see You see, he was just at the Garden of Eden, right? Ends of the earth in Job. Job's got a lot of good stuff in it. Ends of the earth. All the ends of the earth shall fear him. Look unto me and be ye saved, all the ends of the earth. Isaiah 45:22. Isaiah 41, the isles saw it and feared. The ends of the earth were afraid. We saw the isles, the Philippines, right? The ends of the earth. He was at the Garden of Eden. Where's that at? Acts 13. Be for salvation unto the ends of the earth. Ends of the earth shall see the salvation. Say to the north, give up. The south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far, my daughter from the ends of the earth. If we go here, Isaiah 41. Where's that? From the east. Okay, here, Isaiah 43:5. Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. The land of the rising sun, Japan. You know, the sun rises in the east. East is Orient. Philippines in the east. Of course, he's going to gather Israel from all over the earth, but it's interesting how the connection's there. Isaiah 65 also, I think. Let's see. It's all over the place. 65. Or is it 66? 66. Okay, here's 66:19, Isaiah. I'll set a sign among them. I'll send those that escape of them to the nations, to Tarshish, to Pul, and Lud, that draw the bow, to Tubal and Japhon, to the isles afar off. They have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory, and they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles. I can't remember where the reference is at. And ends of the earth whereon the heaven rests. That's the foundation of the heaven. And the portals of the heaven open. That's where the sun come out. The gates, portals. We'll see that in Enoch 72 through 82. And I saw how the stars of heaven come forth. And I counted the portals out of which they proceed, and wrote down all their outlets of each individual star by itself, according to their number and their names, their courses and their positions and their times and their months. So, as I understand it, the heavens, the stars like a clock, like clockwork. You can know the months and everything if you know the stars. As Uriel, the whole angel who's with me. So Uriel. 2nd Ezra 5:20, Uriel the angel. Another book they removed that shows us there's an angel, Uriel. He showed all the things to me and wrote them down for me, also their names he wrote for me, and their laws and their companies. Chapter 34. And from thence I went toward the north to the ends of the earth, and there I saw a great and glorious device at the ends of the whole earth. And here I saw 3 portals of heaven open in the heaven. Through each of them proceed north winds. When they blow, there is cold, hail, frost, snow, dew, and rain. And out of one portal they blow for good, but when they blow through the other 2 portals, it is with violence and affliction on the earth, and they blow with violence. You'll see his winds of destruction through scriptures also. Wait for the winds. Also in Jubilees in the creation account. The winds and sea obey him. Four winds of heaven. See the four winds of earth, that they should not blow on the earth till the sealing, the winds of destruction. I think that's further on in Enoch too. Towards all the four winds to execute judgment. And here I saw three portals of heaven. Yep, I already read that. 35. Enoch 35, and from thence I went toward the west to the ends of the earth, and saw there three portals of the heaven open, such as I had seen in the east, the same number of portals and the same number of the outlets. Keep that in mind when he talks about the calendar later. 36, from thence I went to the south to the ends of the earth, and saw there three open portals of the heaven, and thence there come dew and rain and wind. Same thing as Jubilees. Dew and rain. History of the creation. Jubilees chapter 2. Angels of the spirits of clouds, of darkness, of snow, of hail, and hoarfrost. Angels of spirits of cold and heat. Sun rose to prosper them. It's interesting they block out the sun. The sun is for prospering the earth, and above everything that was on the earth, that shoots on the earth. Upon earth. Yep. And from thence I went to the east of the ends of the heaven, and saw here the three eastern portals of heaven open, and small portals above them. Through each of these small portals pass the stars of heaven, and run their course to the west on the path which is shown to them. And as often as I saw, I blessed always Yahuwah of glory, and I continue to bless Yahuwah of glory, who has wrought great and glorious wonders, to show the greatness of his work to the angels and to spirits and to men, that they might praise his work and all his creation, that they might see the work of his might, and praise the great work of his hands, and bless him forever. That's what we're supposed to do. That they might praise his work and all his creation, that they might see the work of his might, and praise the great work of his hands, and bless him forever. It doesn't say worship the creation. The creation is awesome. Praise Yah. Bless Yahuwah. Dro, happy Sabbath. All right, so let's see, 37. That's pretty good. So we got to 36. All right. Any questions? Anything I can help with? Hopefully I explained it good. Try to help. So there's probably many other resources and, scriptural connections that I missed. There's tons. You could dig all day long, every day. So, yep. All right. Well, happy Sabbath. I hope this was a blessing to everyone, and hope to see you next time.